Hi, humans. It's Zoe London from Pauvre Voisin, and today we are talking about chapter 4 from part 2 of How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. And the title of the chapter is An Easy Way to Become a Good Conversationalist. So, the principle at the end of the chapter is be a good listener and encourage other people to talk about themselves. So, that one is very, very simple. I don't even think this will take 5 minutes, but basically, there's a difference between passively listening and actively listening when someone else is speaking. And the way that I like to define that is that when you're actively listening to somebody, the next time you have a conversation with them, you're able to remember what they were telling you about the last time and you're able to build on it. So it can be a bit tough sometimes to make sure that you're really engaged and fully focused on what somebody's saying when they're talking to you because, either we end up zoning out because we're worried about, our grocery list or our drive home or whatever, or, a lot of us fall into the trap where we are so focused on making sure that what we add to the conversation next is like quality, right? That we're being funny or that we're adding something that's actually good and interesting and not stupid. But when we worry too much about whether or not we're entertaining the other person, we fall into that trap where we don't actually listen to what they're telling us. And you don't want to do that, right? Because you never want to end up monologuing at somebody unless you're making YouTube videos. But what I like to do when somebody is telling me something about themselves, whether or not that's like a hobby that, they're pursuing, something that they did when they were younger, or even if it's like their drive to work today because it was so awful, or the last time that they went to a really good restaurant, they really liked their meal. When they are telling me something about themselves, in my head, I imagine a movie where they are the main character and they are literally doing exactly what they are telling me. So if somebody is telling me about a fabulous meal that they had at a great restaurant last weekend, I am imagining them sitting down at a restaurant, even if I don't know the restaurant or whatever, and really enjoying that really good meal. Or if they're telling me about their drive to work, I'm imagining them sitting at the wheel of their car, being so frustrated because, a pickup truck just cut in front of them or something of the like, right? And when you fully focus on what somebody else is saying, you don't even have to worry about what you're going to say next or what you're going to add to the conversation because you are so focused on what they're telling you in that really like, okay, I'm imagining exactly what you're telling me. But now that I'm imagining you driving from work, now I'm wondering, where are you driving to work from? Or if you're sitting at that restaurant and you really love that specific meal, now I'm starting to wonder, like, maybe it's your favorite meal. Is it your favorite meal because it's something that you've been having since you were a kid? Is it something that you literally just tried and it blew your mind? Like, did you used to be a picky eater? Do you really love trying new food? Is there a reason that maybe that cuisine is your favorite? Did you maybe go on vacation there before? And when you're imagining that scene of that movie, it allows you to start wondering about what happened before and what happened after. Were there any plot twists? Like, is there any character building lore? Is there any background story? And that allows you, one, to make sure that you're fully focused on what they're saying to the point that you're able to let that person finish their thought without interrupting. And two, when they are done talking, now you have all of these ideas of, well, what happened next? What happened before? What might have happened differently in a different world and you didn't end up trying that food. Like, you know what I mean? And then you can ask them really good, engaging, and enjoyable questions. So, yeah, basically, an easy way to become a good conversationalist is just let the other person have the floor. That way, they're basically doing all of the work, and you are really able to get to know them as a person. And next time you talk to them, you're able to actually build on that instead of being like, oh yeah, so like, what's your favorite food? And then the person's like, we talked about that for 40 minutes last time I met you, right? You never want to do that. But yeah, okay, cool. That is part 2, chapter 4 in a nutshell. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it.